And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about various aspects of the new state budget. My guest this segment is Steve Fox, a member of the State Assembly from Palmdale. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
I guess you could say schools were a big winner with this new state budget because they get, what, 10% more, and it's because we've got a pretty flush
Well, that's
situation.
correct. We've done a lot of things. Last year, we gave $300 million more to community colleges because we've lost 500,000 students. This would give additional classes. We allocated last time $700 million towards matching funds to reduce the size of K through third grade. We gave that money again in this year's budget. But in addition to, we realized that there's been a devastating effect over the last few years of the budget on education. And a number of schools took out loans we call deferrals. We paid off all the deferrals. So now the school districts have a balanced budget to start. They don't have to deny some kids. They don't have to deny programs. They can start from ground zero. So I'm very proud of that section of the budget. In addition, we have the Middle Class Scholarship Fund, where individuals who make $150,000 or less, if they file the right papers for their kids through college, they will get 14% off the first year of fees, 20% the second year, 30% the third year, and 40% the fourth year. So the middle class person who used to take loans on houses can now get deductions on fees for their kids going to college. That's a good thing.
What do you think about that provision, which has been pretty controversial, that basically requires school districts, if they have excess reserves, to spend them instead of salting away more?
I think that's misinterpreting it. We give money to the schools for a reason, to spend it on our children. And just as we don't allow corporations to overcapitalize, we shouldn't allow school districts to hoard the money either. It's there for the kids. Now, we still let them have the local control, which is we give you the money, spend it on the right subjects, but you can still tweak it and decide how you want to spend it. Now, we do have an escape clause in there where they can still, if they want to keep the money and they have some really good purpose, they can petition to the educational superintendent of their county, and he can waive the restriction. So it's not a hard and fast rule. It's saying, we gave you the money for a reason to help our kids. That's what it's for. Use it for the right thing.
Overall in the budget, the legislature dealt with the governor and ended up using the governor's revenue figures, which were lower than what many members of the legislature thought they should be, which restricted spending, which I guess is sort of a compromise that a lot of people are saying it's okay.
He did the responsible thing. He's ensuring that we have a rainy day fund, which was the Assembly's idea, that we maintain $5 billion, and we want another $5 billion. We want a second $5 billion, a total 10. But what he did is, even though he recognizes, I think, that he's underestimated by $2.5 billion, he also set with them that the next $5 billion will be used to wipe out the wall of debt.
Right.
So we've already kind of earmarked, if we're right and he's wrong, where the money's going to go. And that's a good thing. So number one, he was conservative. And number two, we've still kind of earmarked, even though it is in the budget, what we're going to do with the money if we do get it in. And the Assembly's been pretty on point in the past. And the governor's been pretty, I think, frugal, which is the best way to go, and not go through what we did before. I don't want to cut programs. I don't want to hurt people. I think the thing of it is we have to be responsible and have just the right amount of the program and guarantee its long-term existence so we can have a long-term effect.
But if you're building for long-term existence, you're spending some money that may not be there in a few years once the temporary taxes go away.
You know, things could happen tomorrow. You have to, all businesses plan long-term, and the state is no different. It's a business. And that's why we have Prop 13, and that's what we're doing. We're protecting the public.
All right. Steve Fox, member of the Assembly from Palmdale, thank you very much for coming by. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. It's good
nice
seeing
to
you.
see you. And thanks to our viewers for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on YouTube, also on My Government On Demand. I'm Steve Swatt. Have a great day.